Ever dream of mastering a handstand but didn't know where to start? You are in the right place. Handstand are a fun and impressive skill that anyone can learn with the right approach. In this video, I will cover the basic strength, prerequisites, and step-by-step progressions to start their handstand journey. Whether you have difficulty kicking up to the wall or unable to freestanding without the wall, and the top obstacles that are holding you back, this video is for you. Stick around and you'll find it helpful.
The queen, I'm the alpha, the omega, everything in between.
Ride with the mob, through Allah, check you and me, and with your job.
What's going on everyone, this is Xavier from Focus Athletes. First of all, if you are thinking if you should train with a Parallettes or without is easier, I would say it's about the same. It depends on your own preference and comfortability which one you want to start with. I have spoken to people that some may think that balancing on their hand is easier as it is more natural, while the rest thinks that the other way around. The learning curve is about the same. If you talk about holding for at least 10 seconds as mastering them, I would say it would take at least 6 months to a year, plus depending on how fast you can adapt to these techniques in these skills and how frequently you train them. For myself, I started without a Parallettes, and after learning it, I switched to learning with a Parallettes, and the experience is almost all over again, but it is faster this time. Alright, after choosing your preference, and you should only stick to one first, now let's give an introduction of what is a handstand hold and why we should learn it. A handstand is a body position where a person balances upside down on their hands, with their legs extended vertically upwards. In this position, their joints should be stacked up on each other to reach an optimal point for balance. This requires strength, coordination, especially on the shoulder, wrist, core, and then followed by the legs. A handstand hold refers to maintaining this position steadily for a period of time, showcasing control and stability. Handstands are a foundational skill in gymnastics, yoga, calisthenics, and other fitness disciplines. Top benefits of handstands, which is the reason I learned, are: it strengthens your upper body, which builds stronger shoulders and arms, boosts blood circulation while being inverted, which has rejuvenating effects. Handstand also builds focus and concentration, which requires mental clarity and focus to maintain balance. Inversions are known to calm nervous system and reduce stress. Lastly, handstand are a fun way to challenge yourself and add variety to your workouts. Especially when you mastered them, you can try out different handstand shapes, entry to handstand, or handstand push-ups. They are also an impressive skill to show off, whether you are at the gym, park, or social gatherings. Before we start, let's check some of the basic requirements such as flexibility and strength, because it will determine how fast we learn this skill. For shoulder flexibility, it is best to keep our hands at least above the shoulder in a straight line, or at least near to the straight line, because if you are very inflexible, like your hands are in a 70-degree angle, it will be hard to learn this move, as after you kick up to a handstand, you will find difficulty to keep a straight line, because the joints are restricted to stack on top of each other to maintain balance. If you have shoulder restriction issue, the best is to stretch until your hands are above your shoulders before training this skill, because I have learned it the hard way. If you can only hold a banana handstand, which will not be beneficial in the long term, as we are constantly training in the wrong form, it will instill this muscle memory in the future, and it will be hard to correct it again. This commonly occurs mostly on guys, which I have seen, because they have bigger backs, which their lats may restrain their flexibility. Girls are generally genetically more flexible and able to overstretch their shoulders, which is not required in the standard handstand. As the same analogy goes, overstretching will also cause the person not able to balance because it wasn't in a straight line. Next, we will need to find a wall to practice on. On the other hand, girls tends to be more flexible but often have slightly lesser upper body strength compared to guys, which can make it harder for them to kick up to the wall and hold a handstand position. If you have difficulty kicking up, high chance is you have lack of shoulder and arm strength. Master these 3 exercises and try again. You should be able to kick up. The first one is holding a frog stand for 10 seconds. Second one is at least completed 15 standard push-ups. And the third one is holding a pipe hold for 12 seconds. In the future, I will also put up tutorial for frog stand and elbow lever. Stay tuned. Before we start, make sure you do at least 10 to 15 minutes of warm-up of your wrist, especially ulnar stretches for your wrist. Many people has feedback that after several exercises, the ulnar part of their wrist encounter pain, which will prevent them for further training. It is because when we are doing handstand, we are gripping our fingers to the ground to maintain balance, and especially the ulnar part is weak and totally not used to the intensity of the whole body weight. The nervous system sends you a sign that needs to rest, or either you seldom stretch it and it is too tight that causes pain. If you encounter pain, do the ulnar stretches, light training. After a few weeks, you'll be fine. If you keep up an intensive training when encounter pain, it will only make it worse by inflammation and not recovering well. Hope this helps. Next, you have to stretch your shoulder so that it can open up for handstand practices later. Before you jump into the wall to practice, you must keep in mind that what is a proper handstand hold when you're upside down. Lie on the ground and do a hollow body hold. Keep everything tight in place as if you are doing a handstand now. The key point is core tight, lower back flat on the ground, posterior pelvic tilt, legs tightened and pointed feet. The reason why I emphasize this is because 90% of the people when kicked to a wall handstand, they already forgotten the technique, and when they translate this to a freestanding, everything will be based on luck of their body if they can stay in the middle. Remember this form, important things must say 3 times. Practice kicking up against a wall. Only use one of your legs to kick up, the other maintaining straight. Before kicking up, ensuring your shoulders are elevated and straight above your wrists, not behind and depressed. Because when it is behind or depressed, when you are in the upside down position, you have to adjust them and cause you imbalance. When it is elevated and above, you doesn't have to care already, it's already stacked up when you kick up. After kicking up, gently touch the wall as an assistance. The first exercise is to have body awareness. Try slow flutter kicks for 10 reps for 3 sets and rest 3 to 5 minutes in between sets. When you are doing flutter kicks, make sure from the wall touch, it goes into a standard handstand position. Doing it slowly makes you gain body awareness. When getting better, you can slowly increase the distance from the wall. Also, when you level up, try to stop in between the flutter kicks so that you know you could balance in this position. Second exercise is heel pulling off the wall. When your legs are both touching the wall, keep them tight. Engage your core to slowly move them away from it to a standard handstand position. This will teach you what to do when overbalanced. Your shoulders aren't moving, just using your grip on the ground, tighten core and slightly move away your feet will do. After practicing for a few months, when you felt you have the strength, you should force yourself to move away from the wall.
Nice.
Because the more you train with the wall from now, not only you gain dependence on it, you also grew fear when you are without it. Now it's time to find a small empty ground where there is no obstruction to do a kick up to handstand in the posterior pelvic tilt position I have mentioned earlier. Do not forget. When you feel to balance, just slowly release one of the side. Don't think too much. If you are exhausted, just rest for a few minutes, get prepared and try again. A small goal is when you can try to maintain a 3 seconds hold. Kick up, maintain the position and hold it. Do it for sets. The more mistake is, you aim to kick just nice in the center to maintain the handstand and fail every time. When you do this, you notice that you are playing a 33% chance dice game. Why do I say so? When you think this way, there could only be 3 scenarios that could happen. Number 1 scenario is, you overkick, trying to bring back your body to save the balance, which is hard when you're starting to learn the skill. Second scenario is, you happen to kick just nice in the center, and you will get a shock you did it. You did not know that your legs should move behind or in front to find a balance. You'll fail and go down again. Or the third scenario, you are under kicking trying to find the balance. The correct and most reliable way is every time slightly under kick and use a bit of strength to get the balance. Because under kicking is slightly easier to find posterior pelvic tilt and balance. If you think it this way, only 2 scenarios that could happen. Either you under kick and adjust to the center, or you center yourself and move to a posterior pelvic tilt straight position. Second mistake is, after kicking, you forgot what is the correct position. You forgot shoulder should be always above the wrist, engaging your core, glutes, legs, while eyes still looking downwards. You have to imagine there is a center line in your body. If not, there isn't a reference for you. You are just kicking into an empty air. This is just my personal opinion, which I find it useful myself. If you could, try to practice it every day for about 10 to 20 minutes. Handstand is more like a muscle memory game and not requires the rest of the training, which has to rest for at least a day. It's more like, if you seldom train it, you'll forget how to do it. Next, you should try to track your progress and celebrate small wins. If you are able to hold the 3 seconds first, remember the techniques and hold it for 5 seconds. Next time, then 10 seconds, and so on. Most importantly, stay patient and enjoy the process. Learning this skill can be a very frustrating process, trust me. Finally, to end off for this video, remember to strengthen your basics, practice consistently, and don't be afraid to fail. When we are learning a new skill, be prepared to always fall on your face, but most importantly, dare to try. Know what to learn from your lessons and what to do next. Alright, do let me know your progress if you have tried it, and if you have any other questions in the comment section below. If you also want to know how to plan your calisthenics workout, watch this video. Okay, see you in the next one, my friend.